Generations of lifters around the world have been inspired by Arnold Schwarzenegger. The way Arnold trained laid the ground rules for modern bodybuilding for millions who followed. So today, we're going through all of Arnold's key training methods and ranking the most important. Going back to basics. To help guide you on your bodybuilding journey. So, here's Fit Media's list of 10 best training tips inspired by the legend Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold said that building a strong foundation is the first and most important principle of bodybuilding. Compound exercises are the best place to start. Movements that use a number of different muscles in combination. These are basic strength exercises, mimicking natural movements of the body. Pushing, pulling, lifting. Working on coordination and core. The first step is to master correct form. Later, adding weight to help you develop and grow. Arnold called these mass-building exercises, often using them at the start of his workouts to get the muscles fully fired up. Building a strong foundation for future workouts. The next most important principle guiding Arnold's training: intensity. For any bodybuilder, there's only one way to grow: lift heavy weights. Give the muscles more work than they're used to, forcing them to adapt and grow. Adding weight. Increasing reps. Reducing rest periods. Going to failure. One tried and tested formula from Arnold's day goes like this. After warm-up, go for set 1, choosing a weight where you fail at around 10 to 12 reps. Add a little more on the second set, looking to fail around 8 to 10 reps. Then go again with more weight, failing at around 6 to 8 reps. There are plenty of other structures in the Arnold playbook, but they all use the principle of pushing the body beyond what it's comfortable with. Not so heavy as to cause injury, but heavy enough to exhaust the muscles, allowing them to grow back bigger, stronger, for maximum muscle development. Going to failure is the most basic principle of bodybuilding. But Arnold also had a set of techniques to go beyond failure, known as intensity boosters. Here are some of the best from Arnold's playbook. Rest pause. When you hit failure, take a short rest, a few breaths to get the oxygen flowing. Then, squeeze out a few more reps. Partial reps. When you can't complete the full range of movement, push out a few more for just part of the movement. Extra work for the muscles. Slow negatives. There's more gains on the way down, called the eccentric part of the movement. going slow and controlled on the way down makes the muscles work harder. Cheat reps. On certain body parts, it's okay to cheat. For example, biceps, by swinging to get the bar up. Then, again, going for that slow negative on the way down. For drop sets, do the set to failure. Then, reduce the weight and go again for a few more reps, repeating as necessary. Drop sets are often used on the final exercise in a workout to really exhaust the muscles. An advanced form of drop set is called running the rack, taking a complete set of dumbbells or weights and going through every setting. Arnold used these old-school techniques to vary his training from one workout to the next, shocking the muscle, encouraging growth. One of Arnold's favorite intensity boosters was supersets, using the simple idea of doing 2 exercises back to back, no rest in between. For example, hitting chest, then going straight into back. The chest and back combination is a superset for opposing muscles, typically a pulling movement, paired with a pushing movement. But there's other combinations. On arms day, hitting biceps, then going straight into triceps. Keeping blood flowing and oxygen pumping to that area of the body. Arnold would also superset the same muscle. On chest, going for dips, a big compound exercise, working the pecs, supported by triceps. Then, going straight into an exercise like dumbbell pullover, which works more on isolating the pec muscle. Supersets are part of the toolbox for every bodybuilder. Stimulating muscle growth, burning calories, as well as saving valuable time in the gym. Arnold also used a technique he called muscle confusion. Simple variations designed to shock his muscles into growth. Changing his workouts from week to week. One session going for low weight with a high number of reps. Next time, using a heavier weight with fewer reps. If he'd been using free weights for a particular movement, next time, using a machine. Also grip. Changing from standard grip in one workout to a key variation the next. Even taking standard exercises and coming up with unconventional grips to work the muscles in a different way. Muscle confusion is one of the most basic, old-school methods of stimulating growth, and a great way to keep training challenging and different from week to week. Arnold also knew how to make the muscles work harder within the rep itself, going for quality reps with what he called continuous tension. Constant, steady movement without using momentum. Control. No resting at the top or bottom. And using simple techniques to increase time under tension. holding for a few seconds at the point of maximum resistance, known as peak contraction. Increasing time under tension by just doing the middle part of the movement. Feeling the point where the muscle's working hardest, and just doing that part of the exercise. And even after his set, Arnold kept the muscle working. By completing his regular set, then going into a full squeeze, keeping blood and oxygen in the muscle for longer, called isotension. Squeezing for 6 to 10 seconds. Competitive bodybuilders also use this technique to enhance their posing ability on stage through greater muscle control. One of the keys to creating an old-school physique is having all the muscle groups balanced and in proportion. That means putting extra effort into training the muscles that aren't so well developed. What Arnold called the lagging body parts. If you have massive biceps, the triceps need to be in balance. So Arnold came up with something called the priority principle. Training any lagging body parts first in his workout, so they get completely exhausted before moving on to more well-developed muscles. A key muscle for bodybuilders is the rear delt, giving that fully rounded look to the shoulders. If Arnold felt these muscles were lagging, he'd hit them first in his shoulder workout, before moving on to the other delt muscles, all helping create that aesthetic, balanced physique. Let's take a look at Arnold's best advice on different equipment in the gym. The basic tools of bodybuilding haven't changed much since the early days. Free weights are always first choice for bodybuilders. Barbells for those heavy loads, essential for building muscle. Barbells are especially effective for compound exercises like presses and squats. Exercises which use a number of muscles in combination. Barbells often come with a stand or frame for support when raising and racking the weight. Arnold also recommended a spotter when going heavy, not just for support, but also to help squeeze out those last few reps. So barbells are the go-to weights for any muscle building program. But one drawback is that they keep the hands locked in one position, restricting range of movement. Dumbbells give much greater freedom of movement, important for certain body parts like shoulders, which need to be worked from multiple angles. On a muscle like chest, barbells are great for building mass. Dumbbells are better for hitting different angles to help round out the pecs. But dumbbells really come into their own for isolation exercises, designed to target one particular muscle at a time. That full range of movement allows more extension, more contraction, plus a more natural grip, so less risk of injury. So dumbbells are also an essential part of any Arnold-style training. Then there's machines. In the early days, Arnold wasn't a fan of machines, which he said restrict movement. But he's since acknowledged that research and science have made modern machines effective tools for muscle building. Especially true for cables. Cables offer constant resistance across a wide range of movement and let you hit different angles. With all this equipment available, Arnold's legendary sessions would usually start with free weights, typically a classic compound movement using the bar, building up to a heavier weight, fewer reps, to fire up and fatigue the muscles. Then going on to more isolation-based exercises with dumbbells or cables. Lower weights, higher rep range. Finally, machines to finish the job. Arnold also recommended a key technique to improve performance, one that's often forgotten by many bodybuilders who came after him: stretching. Stretching during your workout helps prevent injury, increases flexibility, and improves range of movement. Also important for warm-up, and at the end of the day to aid recovery. Finally, like all bodybuilders, Arnold knew the importance of rest and recuperation. After a hard workout, the muscles need a chance to recover. First, by scheduling rest days in the workout week, but also with plenty of sleep. A recommended 8 hours. Time for the body to rebuild and grow. If you want to try our complete Arnold-style workouts for back, arms, chest, and shoulders, just follow the link.